creating a record and updating a record. Okay, so let's go for update first. Okay, anyway, we need that full form for update. Along with this delete button, I'll set this in front to update or edit. Okay, edit to do. If I want to edit, I need ID, name and a username to edit it. So when I click this button, I'm going for, I'll just set this ID to the back. Okay, so this is edit to do. Let me create a function. So right now you can see it like this. This is how it is, the edit. I think better not to use the red button. So let's use a plain different button for edit. Let's remove this red to blue. Okay, now this is the edit button. Let me close this for now. Okay, we have this edit button. When I click this, I want to edit it. Okay, so right now let me add this edit function. Okay, within here I'll say this is edit to do, and we have a name of string and a username of string, ID of string. Okay, it will be of async function. Within this, how we edit, right? So first thing we need to set this to, we need a form to hold this data to edit. Okay, for that reason, let's create a form. Okay, let me set a form. So constant, I need a form. Okay, and I'll say set form. Okay, this form should be of, since the form will have same data, I'll use this to do, and within this it will have three fields that are of name empty. This is the initial state, so the username empty and the ID as empty. This will be initial form. Okay, so all the values will be empty. Okay, now I have a form. Okay, when I edit it, I want to set these three properties here within this object. I'll set these values, whatever the value that should be currently edited. So I'll set these three values here, the name and the username and ID. Okay, but what is going to happen now? Nothing happens because there is no form to hold this data. Okay, for that reason, let's build a form. Okay, let's just build a form. So let me, within this, we need a form. Okay, this is a form, and within the form, within the form I need input type text and the placeholder as a name, and the value to hold, it should be of a form dot name, and when there is a change, so on change, we'll get hold of the event, and once we get hold of the event, we'll set this to form, whatever the value that got updated. Okay, a form target dot value that we are going to set, and once this is done, okay, on change, this is properly closed, set form, Let's see why it is throwing that error. Okay, now let me add the next field. This is the name, and this will be of username, the second property, and this will be username. Oh, okay, here this is the issue, and here it will be of name. Let me just push it to next line for viewing purpose. Okay, so right now I have a name field, username field, okay, to hold these. Okay, along with this, let's check the UI. This is how it is. Okay, let me align this. It is not looking good. Let me add the CSS class. Also I need to add a form submit as well. So let me just set the CSS for this. Auto minimum width of 25%. This is of Tailwind CSS, and for now you don't need to worry about the CSS. Okay, I'll give 6 flex items, flex column, and items stretch. Okay, let's check. Okay, now the CSS is fixed. Okay, now if I have username and name and username, I need to submit. Okay, so the same form we are going to use it for new event also, sorry, new to do also. So that's why, for that reason, okay, I forgot to add this submit function. So on submit, I'll get hold of this event. Okay, I'll prevent the default, and at the same time I'll call my own form submit function, and it will have a form. Okay, we'll add this function later. Right now, when I want to reuse the same form for edit as well as new creation, new to do creation. So for that reason, so what I'll do is, within the form I'll set whether this, I'll just have one boolean value here. I'll say, is this a new to do or editing to do? Okay, whether I'm in the new record mode or edit mode. Okay, here I'll have a boolean value, say true or false. Okay, for that I need a boolean, and the default value I'll set it as true. Okay, that means, so if this is a new to do, I'll clear the form. If it is edit, I'll set the edit data. Okay, so in this here, I want to add a condition here to show and hide buttons based on new or edit scenario. Okay, for that reason, I'll just push it. If it is a new to do, okay, if it is a new to do, else, okay, if it is not new to do and I want to display some other buttons. Okay, so if it is a new record, I want to say the button name as save. Okay, save button, I'll just say plus mark here. So I want to save this record. Okay, I'll just say it is of type submit. The type is submit, and I'll set button styles here. I believe I already have buttons here. Let me just copy the same CSS for this button instead of writing it again. Okay, now let me check. Okay, there is something wrong here. Let me see. To do. Okay. Let me format it. Okay, so this one, save button. So if it is a new, I want to show it like a save record, and if it is editing scenario, I want to say update. Okay, for that I need one more button. So here this will be of, if it is not new to do, I want to say update the record. I want to even show a button to cancel if I want to cancel update. Okay, when I click edit and I don't want to still edit it, I can cancel it. So to cancel again, I'll use a red button, and I cannot use this one. We need a on click to cancel it. I'll call this cancel function here. Okay, got it. Now it will not throw any error. Okay, now on click handle cancel function. I want to change it to red, and it will be of cancel. Okay, so I'll add handle cancel function and a handle submit form submit. Okay, let me add the cancel first. So this will be of function. I don't need a async for this since it is just a cancel. So I'll reset the form. If it is cancelled, I'll just reset the form to the empty records, empty state. Okay, this is a reset, and I'll say new to do true. If I cancel it, I want to make that form to create for a new to do create. Okay, to create. Okay, now what I'll do is I'll add a form submit function now. Okay, I'm going to use the same function for submit and edit. If you see, both are input type submit only, but based on save or update, I'll handle it accordingly. Okay, if new to do is true, that means it is a new record. If it is false, that means when I click update, it will be update. That's how I calculate. Okay, now, so it will be of async function, handle submit. When I get the form data, I'll get a to do object, okay, which is of this on the top. Okay, and within this, first thing I want to check, is this a new to do call or is this update of to do? For that reason, I'll check if it is true or not. Okay, else I'll write the update here. Okay, now I'll just copy the existing function to create. There will be no ID to create. Okay, it will be a post method, and along with this, I'll say cache. I don't want to cache this. No store. And along with this, I need to pass the body because it is a post call. I'll use JSON dot stringify of form data that is submitted. Okay, this is how you can post the data. Once it is done, I want to even refresh the screen. Okay, I'll just call this. Oh, I already have a refresh. Okay, I'll also set the form to I'll reset the form. Okay, reset the form, because once it is created, there is no need to still hold the data. And if it is not new record, if it is in edit mode, okay, plus what is this? It's a form dot.id. So I need to pass the ID for update. Okay, at the same time body, this will be same, and at the same time I need this as put. Once it is put, I'll set it. At the same time, I'll say set new to do to true, because once it is updated, I will make that form to be available as a new to create a new record. Now let's check. So this is how it is right now. We have two fields to save the record, to edit and to delete. Okay. Now let me add one record. Okay. It is to do test and today is April 5. Okay, this is to do test. Let's see. Now if you see, the record got added. Okay, this is a record that I just created. Okay, now it is added. And just to verify in the API, see there is a record. This is how we call the API routes in Next.js using Prisma. Okay. The second one, what we will do is we'll update this or we'll delete this record. Okay. We already tested delete, but let's delete it. So record got deleted. Now it should have only 3 records. Okay. We have 3 records. Now we have these records. Now let me create a record. There are 5 records. So the to-do name is morning jogging by with the kid. I'm saving it. Now I got the record morning jogging with kid. Now I'll edit this record with kid and family. I'm adding, instead of jogging I'm changing it to walking. Okay, I'm updating it. So now it got updated. If you see, morning walking with kid and family, it got updated. Recap and understand what we have done. So every API route should go inside API folder under pages, and any name that you are going to give, when you hit this particular API and to-dos URL, okay, it will go into this particular index file. Okay, for suppose if you see, this is the on the page load we are calling API to-dos. Okay, when we say API and to-dos, by default, since we are hitting only the folder name here, by default it will go to index.ts instead of id. Okay, only until here. So that's why it went inside. And at the same time, we set it is the by default. If you don't set the method name, it will be a get. So for others we set method, right? We didn't set it. By default it will be get. Okay, for that reason it went to get method. Okay, it went to Prisma to-dos table, got all the records and responded. Okay, that's how the total records came. Okay, now when I call delete to do API to-dos, okay, API to-dos, then I'm passing an ID. Okay, if I'm passing an ID, because it is id.ts, it will go inside this and hit delete method. Okay, within this we have a delete method here. We got hold of the to-do ID. Since it is a number in the data table, I'm converting it to number and deleting the records, deleting the record. Okay, so when I click edit to do, I'm getting hold of these 3 values. Okay, and I'm going to edit to do function, and I'm setting for these 3 values to the current form and saying it is not a new to do, it's not a new record. Okay, when I click edit, it is taking the values and setting it here and saying it is not a new record. For that reason, we are able to see the update button here. Instead, when I cancel here, okay, again it became like a new to do record with the save button. Okay, when I cancel it, what I'm doing, when I click the cancel method function, cancel button, I'm resetting the form and also I'm setting it to true. It's a new record. So since it is new, that's why we are showing this save button. Okay, so this is how we can create the API routes using Next.js and Prisma. Thank you and see you in the next video. I'll share the code in the Bitbucket repository under this particular video in the comments section. Thank you.